Americans bought more than 300 billion pounds of ham during the holiday season last year.
That's a lot of ham, but this year drought and disease have hit pork producers hard, and you can expect that to be reflected in the price tag of your holiday ham. There are a few ways to trim the cost, of course, and we look at those in today's Money Savers.
Crazy time for everybody, actually, retailers. We've been thinking about this for probably 2 months, 3 months now.
The cases are stocked and ready at Brothers Meat and Seafood in Maple Grove.
We handle the traditional bone-in ham.
With ham, of course, being a holiday favorite.
There's quite a few different ways to buy ham.
If you want to save the most money, co-owner Joel Hoogland says you can go boneless.
Boneless hams that are more of a pressed ham, they're a little bit cheaper. But one thing to be aware of is the fact that they do have water added. Some more than others, and you can kind of go by pricing as far as what has more water.
Adding water doesn't change the flavor, but it can change the price.
If you lift them up and they're sagging at the bottom or whatever, and there's water in there, you know it's pretty heavily pumped with water.
If you want the most meat for your money, Joel says go right down the middle.
Stay as much to a half of a ham rather than a ham portion, just because most of your meat is right in the middle.
Pocket Your Dollars author CARRIE tells her readers in order to save the most money, skip the butt cut and go for the shank.
The butt is often more expensive and folks buy it because it has a reputation for being meatier because there's less bone. But it's also fattier, and I've personally found that I actually prefer the shank, which is usually 20 to 30 cents a pound cheaper, but because it has less fat, and I don't mind the big bone because I can make broth and soup with it several days later.
When looking for the best price, read the fine print on any ad.
Grocery stores who have higher everyday prices, they will offer the lowest sale price on items like ham. It's their loss leader to get you in the door. But often those sorts of deep discounts require you to purchase a certain amount of groceries, of other things in your cart.
And finally, save by skipping the spiral cut and cutting your own.
Make your slices all the way through and then just take an electric knife and just peel it off, and you got a really nice piece.
Expect the traditional 7-pound ham to be the most expensive. They are the most in demand and the lowest in supply. But there is good news in the middle of all this. The cost of bacon and other pig parts are expected to go down. So, Mike, at your house, instead of putting a ham out, if you put a big plate of bacon, would people like that?
I don't think it would go over that well, but I like this thought that the price is going down.
There you go. Some good news in there.